Yeah. All right. So list time, baby.
List time.
List time. So
I feel like we've only been talking for like a half an hour.
I know. Enlighten the people on what this list is about.
Top 5 films we're ashamed we haven't seen. So it's obviously like movies that we're personally ashamed that we haven't seen. Not so much so as like, oh my god, you haven't seen that movie? You should be ashamed of yourself.
Right. There's no judgment on this list. There's no judgment. That's always weird to me when people are like, you haven't seen it? Wow, dude. It's like,
dude, I can ask you 1,000 movies that you haven't seen.
Right.
Shut up.
Yeah, and it's like
that you need to see.
And it's like, dude, like, you know how many movies
there are,
and how many movies are like are still being released. So not only do you have to always see current releases, but you have to go back and see all these other films.
Do you know how much time there is in a day, bro?
Not enough. It's like, excuse me that I haven't seen some of these films. I really fucked up my throat.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Gasper. No, I'm not.
So,
more like
for
Gasper. No.
For this list, for me, I picked a few that like I want to see personally.
Yeah.
But for a lot of it, I kept to They Shoot Pictures because that's my list. My go-to list. Do you need something?
I might need some water. I might need some water or honey.
Just stop this.
Okay. Oh yeah, I got the water now.
So a lot of my list is working off of just delay the. Well, we need to fill.
Yeah, we do. I feel like we've only been talking.
The quota.
We've been talking for 45 minutes.
Really?
Yeah. Wow.
We'll boost it up a little bit. So there's a lot of stuff on here. Not really much to talk about when it comes to this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's mostly just mentioning it because I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen it, so I have nothing to talk about what I want to see about it.
Maybe I'll expand on my honorable mentions instead of just listing them off, considering we need to fill time. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see. Do you want to count how many you have?
Yeah, sure. I can count. How many do you have?
18.
19.
Okay, so it almost works out.
Yeah.
Why don't you start it off?
All right, it is.
Oh, dude, Aquaman? You haven't seen that?
It is Raging Bull.
You haven't seen Raging Bull?
I haven't seen Raging Bull, yeah. Dude. Yeah, with Martin Scorsese's boxing film.
That you know that you can come to me anytime and borrow my movies.
I do know that, yes.
Good.
Yes.
I'm here for you.
Yeah, dude. I haven't seen Raging Bull. I know that Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci give an amazing performance. You know, Robert De Niro plays Jake LaMotta, a boxer, and it's kind of like, him kind of losing his mind, basically.
Oh, yeah.
And
I don't know how you'll feel about that movie, though.
Oh, really?
In all honesty, yeah, if you're like me, like he's definitely unlikable, and I think Joe Pesci's character is unlikable, but I still love the movie.
Well, that's kind of like a staple for all Scorsese films, almost. I mean, Scorsese is super unlikable in Goodfellas, but he has so much charisma that, you like it's like you don't like the guy, but you enjoy watching him.
The train crash that you can't take your eyes off of type thing.
Yeah, so I haven't seen Raging Bull. I love Scorsese. I know this kind of like pioneered a lot of his like filmmaking techniques, and like a lot of his style came from this film. I just haven't seen it. I just haven't seen it.
It showed that he was like very much a film student, and he understood other film techniques and stuff like that he was able to apply to his movie.
For sure.
My first honorable mention is Yugetsu Monogatari. It's a Japanese romantic fantasy drama about militarism, and it's a ghost story. It's a very interesting film, I hear. I really want to see it.
Okay, cool.
That's on the They Shoot Pictures. I'm using strictly the top 50 that I haven't seen.
Okay.
So everything from the top 50.
Yeah, I did like a lot of the AFI plus just memory, like ones in the memory and stuff like that. My next one is City Lights. Charlie Chaplin's melodrama. It's great. I mean, I've seen The Tramp. I think I haven't seen Modern Times. Modern Times is the one where he goes through the gears, right?
Modern Times is on my honorable mentions.
Oh, really?
I have not seen that one, but I have seen City Lights, and it's fantastic. Okay,
yeah, I still need to see City Lights. I haven't seen that one. Any chance to get me some Chaplin,
I feel that.
That's a good point.
I definitely feel that.
It's a good place to be in this.
So, I just named Modern Times. You can keep going since you have 19. You have more than me.
Okay, yeah. One more. Maltese Falcon.
Okay.
I have not seen the Maltese Falcon. I know that a lot of people it's like, oh, you haven't seen it, but I mean, come on, just give me a break.
Give me a break. I actually haven't seen that one either.
Yeah, there you go. Humphrey Bogart's like one of the best films ever made. I understand that. This film like almost invented like the MacGuffin, and I don't know. I've never gotten around to it. It's just the thing. It's like it's not like it's almost like when you talk to people and they're like, you haven't seen it. It's almost like they think you've been avoiding it. It's like no, there's other things on my plate. Exactly. So I haven't seen.
Sometimes it just has to do with how you can't get it. You can't get a hold of it.
Yeah.
Streaming services really help decide what I'm gonna watch.
True. Yeah, I really want to see Maltese Falcon, and it kind of sucks that I haven't. And this is John Huston's first film. Didn't know that. I just looked that up.
Mm-hmm. My next one is Playtime. It's a French comedy with the set design is unheard of in this thing, dude. It's crazy.
Really?
I think the guy's name is Jacques Tati, or is that how you pronounce it? It's supposed to be really good. I just haven't gotten around to it.
All right. You monster.
How could you?
I know. How could you? My next film is another John Huston film, Treasure of the Sierra Madre, which is actually like a Western film almost.
Yep.
So
another Humphrey Bogart.
Yep. And just haven't gotten around to seeing it. What can I say?
Just came out with a 75-year anniversary release.
Really?
Yeah, they just played it in theaters. I think it was almost a year ago by now.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah. What's your next one?
In the Mood for Love. It's
okay.
a Hong Kong romantic drama with the best color palette out there.
Yep.
And currently, it's They Shoot Pictures has it at #1 movie of the 21st century.
Yeah. No, Cinefix
loves
creams their jeans over that film all the time, and I really need to see that. That's the second time I've said creams your jeans in this podcast, and that's gonna stop right now. So, they love that film.
Spoiler alert: it's not gonna stop.
Yeah. I want to see that film too. See that film too. My next film is Mr. DeVille. I'm ready for my close-up. Sunset Boulevard. I haven't seen it, and I want to see it.
Love it.
Yeah. I want to see it. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Good storytelling in that movie. Really good storytelling.
The thing is, I can't expand on what these films because I haven't seen them, so I don't
really
know what they're
about.
I'm
saying. It's nice to have more in this one than it is to have less.
Yeah, I don't really. You're right. So I probably shouldn't expand on them. I should have just
But I will say that movie is really cool because it does bring back, decades later, some of the silent film stars. Like Buster Keaton is in it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're playing cards and he talks and it's weird.
Oh, wow. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so you definitely got to see it.
All right. What's your next one?
La Grande Illusion, Jean Renoir's war film. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not really crazy about war films, but I'll definitely see it. I'll definitely see anything that I hear is good. Is pretty much what it comes down to because I'm a sheeple. Right. No,
I got you. This next one stars one of my favorite actors, On the Waterfront.
Oh.
I really want to see that. Marlon Brando, he's fantastic. So.
Oh, that is another one. I actually should have had that on my list because I want to see that as well.
Yeah, Aaliyah Kazan, baby. All right, what else you got?
Contempt. It's a Jean-Luc Godard film, so why not?
Yeah.
This man has 100 films. So
there's so many. There's so many.
He's still making some even now.
Oh yeah, I was actually in Barnes & Noble the other day, and they have a film section for magazines. I was just popping them up, looking through them, and then one of them was they did a whole cover story on the Image book. So
yeah, I mean, within the last 10 years, he's put out some movies. That's what I'm trying to say.
For sure. My next one is Rebel Without a Cause.
Okay.
James Dean, classic. I just haven't seen it.
That's another one for me.
Yep. There you
go. El Avantra.
I'm sorry, go ahead. No, I'll say it after.
Michelangelo Antonioni. He has apparently a very polarizing finale in this film. Mm-hmm. And if it's anything like the rest of his films, I think I'll really like the ending. Yeah. You might even hear about it a little bit later.
Oh, okay. Ooh. But where, though? No, I'm sure.
But where?
So what I was going to say was, a lot of these films, too, maybe not so much in the honorable mentions, but definitely, well, actually, a lot of them, too, for the honorable mentions, but especially the list is a lot of these, too, I had to be should I put this on the list? Because I've seen so many clips from this movie.
It almost feels like you have seen it.
It almost feels like I have seen it. For this film, for my next film, I know how this film ends. I've seen so many scenes from this film. I would walk in and out of my dad watching Turner Classic Movies, and I would see this film in pieces for so long.
I wonder what it is.
But from beginning to end, well, this isn't just for this film. This is for a lot of these films.
Yeah, no.
Like, from beginning to end, have I seen this film? And the answer is no. So I had to count it, and that's Bonnie and Clyde.
Okay.
You know, again, I've seen... I almost... And that kind of discourages me from seeing it, too, just because it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, I think I've seen it, almost.
It feels like you have.
And that's a lot of these films, especially my top 5. I feel like I've seen them. You know, I feel like I have. But Bonnie and Clyde I have not seen all the way through, and you know.
I mean, obviously, I've seen the ending to that film too, but I haven't seen the movie either.
Right, exactly. And I feel like a poser because I have a Bonnie and Clyde movie poster in my room.
Oh.
So.
I mean, who's gonna see it?
Right. Yeah, there it is.
Okay. My next film is Ordette. Cinematography in this film was revolutionary. It's a Carl Theodor Dreyer film. He directed it, and he was behind Passion of Joan of Arc. So, big film student thing right here.
Passion of Joan of Arc is my next honorable mention.
Okay.
So there you go.
I love that movie.
Good segue.
Love it.
Haven't seen it. I've been meaning to watch it too. Like for years, I've always been thinking about it. I've looked up clips on YouTube just to see it, and I just haven't seen it all the way through because it's like 3 hours.
No, it's actually not. It's like an hour and a half.
Oh, really?
It's not that long, but I had it on Filmstruck, so I was able to watch it pretty recently. I actually felt bad because I reviewed the movie. And, you know, I talked about what I liked about it and stuff like that. And then I rewatched it because I wanted to write on what I thought could have been, like, done differently or something that it hadn't invented yet. Like, the film just hadn't invented this stuff yet. And that's, like, spatial awareness.
Yeah.
The film is, like, kind of, like, just shows a 180 of the room. And I think it needs to... Because it's a white, very plain room. And so when you see people just, like, on the screen, you kind of don't know where they are in the room. And that's something that I talked about. And then, like, of course, this was the invention of acting, pretty much, because you got close-ups, the extreme close-up, and you were able to see and realize facial expression and stuff like that. That's something that you weren't able to get before. So Falconetti pretty much invented acting with this, but it does have issues. Like sometimes it's kind of, there's like news that would be given to her, and it's like, okay, this kind of seems like something that she'd be upset about, and it's almost like she seemed happy. And that just might have been the editing, you know, like they might have just gotten a bunch of different like expressions, and then they're just like, okay, let's just throw it in there at this part or whatever.
Right.
That just might have been that, but I did feel bad about, you know, talking. I'm not that I'm talking poorly about the film. I'm just saying that this is something that wasn't invented yet, so I don't fault the film for it. I gave the film a 10. It's a perfect movie.
Yeah. Okay. No, I got you. I think it's your next one, isn't it?
Yes. Ahazard Balthazar. It's a tragedy like film shown in human and animal cruelty. It's supposed to be one of the best movies ever made. Of course, it's going to make you teary-eyed and stuff. It's very, very sad, apparently.
Yeah, damn. Okay. My next one is Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf?
That's a 10 for me. I love that movie.
Yeah, haven't seen it.
My next one is La Dolce Vita.
I have not heard of a single one of these films. I'm being real with you.
Yeah. That's what I'm here to educate. That's actually what I was thinking. I was thinking of introducing like maybe like once a week or something. We watch like something like, or not once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. We watch something that's like kind of like important school material or whatever, like to help us.
Maybe we should create like a classic film segment of some kind.
Yes, and it's not always the same thing, but there's a lot of stuff to get out there. And this movie, it's a Fellini film. I have seen 8.5, and I love that film. So if it's a Fellini film, that means two things. It's going to be kind of surreal, and it's going to be sexy as hell.
Nice.
So I really want to see this movie.
All right. My next one is The Apartment. Oh, there you go.
You're naming all the hits, dude.
I'm naming the hits. That's what I thought this was about. I'm
sorry. These are hits for me, dude.
Yeah,
there's somebody, like, if anybody's watching this that is, like, into this kind of stuff, they're like, oh damn, ooh, a man after my own heart. Or they're probably saying, what the fuck? How could you not have seen that?
Right. And you call yourselves film critics.
Yeah, I'm scum, dude. I'm scum.
No, you're good. What's your next one?
The Mirror. Tarkovsky's memory fragment structure is supposed to be incredibly poignant with its imagery. I mean, obviously you know this film because of Cinefix,
right?
Because you just mentioned that. So yeah, haven't seen it. The only film that I've seen of his is Ivan's Childhood, which he's only made like 8 films, so it's kind of like
Ivan's Childhood has great cinematography.
Ooh, real good.
So good. So good. People fucking... never mind. I don't want to get into it. There was some people on Instagram, dude, fucking... Ugh!
They talking shit about movies?
No, they're just like... They're trying to politicize everything now. Everything is so politicized that it takes the fun out of everything. Like, people, like, with Ivan's Childhood, like, with the trenches, you know, that trench scene.
Yeah.
Like... I'm like, wow, this is, like, beautiful. Like, let's see what the people are saying about how beautiful this scene is and how beautiful the cinematography is. Fluttered with saying, like, oh, he kissed her without consent. This is rape. This is blah, blah, blah. I'm like...
You're missing the point!
I'm like, are you serious? Like, this is the world we live in now, dude. Like, and obviously
I feel like that's out of context, too.
Yeah, I know. It's like, I'm not saying that, obviously, that stuff is okay. It's not. I'm saying, like... Stop going on these random videos that's not about anything about that and trying to like skew the narrative to make it about that.
Yeah, that is
like,
definitely skewing the narrative.
Yeah, it's like stop doing that.
I hate it.
Ugh, gosh. This is mine, right? That's me.
Yep.
Cabinet of Dr. Caligari.
Ooh.
Haven't seen it. I want to see it. German expressionist horror, baby. And
Yeah.
my next one is also a German expressionist horror film. I wonder what it could be, but we'll keep them in suspense.
Andrei Rublev. Tarkovsky's famous biopic, so
okay.
Tarkovsky's. I'd also probably throw in Solaris too. I didn't put that on there, but you know.
Okay, Solaris, yeah, that's another one. I do know that one. Who was flickering the lights?
Nosferatu.
That's right. Yes. That was such
Nosferatu.
That dude. Okay, SpongeBob is amazing, dude. The first 3 seasons were so good. Like, can you imagine? That's such an obscure, random. You know, a lot of people like to say that SpongeBob predicted meme culture. I think SpongeBob is leagues above meme culture personally, but that's just like the most random, just funniest joke. It didn't make any sense. Let's get a 1930s German expressionist horror character to just appear for no reason.
It's so good.
It's so good. I love it, dude. I love it, and I love Nosferatu. And so thanks to SpongeBob for introducing me to the character. What was everyone's first exposure to Nosferatu?
That was mine.
Yeah, it had to be, right?
I was confused. I'm like, is this a recurring character or something?
Who's Nosferatu?
I've never seen him in SpongeBob.
See, I used to think, because you know when it's revealed and he's like flickering the lights?
Yeah.
They're like, Nosferatu. I always thought it was nose for a 2. I'm like, nose for a 2? I'm confused. And then it's like, Nosferatu.
Yeah.
It's so fucking random. I love it. I love SpongeBob, dude. And I love Nosferatu.
You're a treasure, let me tell you, Nico.
Dude, SpongeBob is, to this day, the first 3 seasons are some of the best in television history. Yeah, I said it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
What are the kids saying nowadays? Don't at me, bro.
Don't at me.
Don't at me.
Drop the mic.
That's right.
My next one is The 400 Blows. A major French New Wave drama. Is supposed to have the best child performance ever filmed.
Damn. That's a lot.
Yep.
That's a good recommendation. My next one is Metropolis.
That's
right. Fritz Lang, baby. Haven't seen it. Gotta see it.
It's one of my favorite movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, what can I say about Metropolis? I mean, it's... You know it. I've seen...
It was actually a movement away from German expressionism because it was so expensive.
Yeah.
The movie went like millions of dollars past its how much it was supposed to be made.
Yeah,
for.
I mean, well, it was revolutionary in sci-fi, in special effects, and so many areas.
Yeah, he based the designs off of his trip to New York City.
Mm-hmm.
And it's actually really cool because that whole like city was made from miniatures.
Yeah.
And then some of it was made from like sketches and stuff. You can tell like which one's which, but it's oh man, really really cool set design.
Yeah,
probably one of my favorites, maybe the best. I don't know.
For sure.
Persona.
All right.
Bergman's psychological horror on identity. It uses horror to strengthen its drama element. So I really want to see that movie. It's probably it's considered Bergman's best.
Sweet.
And I love Seventh Seal.
My next one is Touch of Evil.
Okay, love that movie.
Yeah, I mean, Orson Welles fan. This film. I mean, I've seen clips from it, obviously. Like the opening tracking shot. Yep. I've seen what happens to Orson Welles' character in that film. So I've seen a lot of clips from the film, but I haven't seen it all the way through because there were like 5 different versions of this film. And I really want to see it.
I'm a library, dude. I
know. Well, actually, Touch of Evil is on Netflix too, but I don't know which version though.
I have the reconstructed version. So
okay.
I think there's only 2 versions.
Okay.
My next one is El Atlante, Jean Vigo's drama, defined French cinema. So
there you go.
Really supposed to be really good.
Mm-hmm. All right, so now before I say my last one.
Oh, you already have the last one?
Yes.
I still have 3 more.
All right, go.
How did that happen?
How did this happen? I
don't know. I thought we were being really good.
That was weird. All right, name your 2.
Sunrise, Murnau's silent rom-com drama.
Mm-hmm.
First film to feature synchronized musical score and sound effects.
Okay.
The ultimate film to propel German expressionism into artistic immortality.
Nice.
And then the other one is a personal choice for me. Out of all of like the blockbuster films out there that I need to see, I'm the most upset that I haven't seen Ben-Hur.
Okay, yeah.
Because it's
amazing.
It's also
such a good movie.
There you go. I think this is the first time.
There you go. That's the first time.
And then the other one is Tree of Life. So there you go.
Yep. Tree of Life is great. All right. Before I say my last one, huge disclaimer. Again, I have seen so many clips from this movie. I know all the singing segments. I've seen like the ending, the beginning. I've seen like so much of this. I've basically seen it. It is Singing in the Rain. I feel like I've seen it. It's the thing. So I for this one, I was debating on it for like 10 minutes. I'm like, should it even be on the list? Because I know like almost all the beats in the movie. But I'm like, I'll just put it on the list because I haven't like sat down, watched it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. Like again, I can like when you'll be like, remember the scene where like they're trying to mic up the girl and they can hear her heartbeat? I'll be like, yeah, I do remember that scene because I've seen it.
That scene is funny.
Yeah,
so funny.
That was a great scene. It's like I've seen so many parts of that movie that I've almost seen it, but I haven't fully seen it. So it's weird. It's
magical.
Yeah, and that is like pretty much almost every single one of my top 5.
That's like you've seen like most of it.
I've seen so many clips and stuff from them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because my top 5, dude, are like classics. Like they are like all time classics. So.
All right. Well, then let's get to it. I guess.
Rock paper scissors.
The usual.
Rock paper scissors shoot. Rock paper scissors shoot. I got you again, baby.
You're so good at it. You might as well just go every time.
That's right. My number 5 is The Hills Are Alive. With the Sound of Music. Okay. You look like you didn't know what I was talking about.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either, but I heard it's amazing. I heard it's fantastic.
I
don't even know. Is it a musical? Like fully?
I think it is, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I haven't seen it. But again, I've seen like that clip so many times and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I should watch this, but I just haven't seen it.
I've seen some scenes, but not. I actually haven't seen that one.
Right. Who stars in that? I should look this up here. Julie Andrews?
Yes. Yeah, okay. Mary Poppins over here.
Yeah, that's right. Robert Wise directed it.
Mary Poppins, y'all.
Yes, and apparently it takes place in like World War II, right? And I really just
something like that. Yeah.
I think so, doesn't it? I could be totally wrong. Again, I haven't seen these films, people. I haven't seen it. Okay. Yeah, I really want to watch it.
Yeah. I understand.
Julie Andrews, Christopher Plummer. Boom.
Yeet.
Haven't seen it.
My number 5.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I feel like there's a couple of these that are actually going to blow your mind. You're like, what? You haven't seen that? Like
Star Wars? I'm shook.
Number 5 is The Deer Hunter.
Oh, The Deer Hunter with Robert De Niro.
Yep. If there is a war film that could change my mind,
I just spoiled my next film.
I feel like it could be this one. Robert De Niro, Christopher Walken, Meryl Streep, John Cazale in his final role. I've seen the infamous roulette scene, which spoils part of the fun, but also it makes me really want to see it.
Funny story. My mom rented that film. She watched it when I wasn't home, so I didn't get to watch it. But I have seen that. Roulette scene as well.
Yes. So it's such a good scene, and it really boils down like war into like a statistic.
Right.
It's like a 50-50 type thing.
It's very long too, isn't it?
It's like 3 hours long.
Yeah. See, my mom watched it. She was not that big of a fan, but you know, my mom's kind of not picky with her movies, but she has different tastes. What can you do?
Yeah.
Yeah. I said Jack Nicholson just because I was in the. My next one is Chinatown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Roman Polanski's film starring Jack Nicholson. You know, a neo-noir mystery film. I'm looking this up right here because I'm trying to like fill in the void here. But Faye Dunaway's in this film.
Yep.
And she's like my favorite actress of all time.
She's great.
She's great.
She's great in this movie too.
Yeah, I figured. I don't really know what this film's about, but I know it's like some sort of crime drama. And
yeah,
I've seen like a lot of clips. Like I've seen like the famous nose clip or whatever. And,
yep.
And stuff like that. So I really want to.
Probably have seen the ending too.
Yeah. No, I have seen the ending.
Have you seen the twist? No, I'm just kidding.
The twist. I mean, like, it has one of the most famous closing lines, like, of all time.
Oh, yeah.
So.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a fantastic movie. That's long overdue for a rewatch.
Yeah, so I really want to see that. And it's kind of... This film, I feel like has been just lingering over my head for so long. I just haven't had a time to see it. And I feel like whenever I talk to, like, other film scholars or, like, film people, they're like, you haven't seen... Chinatown? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But it's like, you know, yeah.
My number 4 is, it's a jazz singer.
Oh.
Being a big fan of musicals, I shouldn't have missed this. This film ended the silent era being the first talkie. It's talked about so much in Singing in the Rain, and I feel like I should have followed that up as like a double feature.
Right. I mean, it's like a partial talkie, because it's like only that like one scene, right? It's like, you haven't heard nothing yet. Like, isn't that the only talking scene in that movie, though?
Yeah, but that was a
huge deal, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was huge.
But yeah, and then people wanted more of it, or whatever. I actually don't know if that's the only talkie moment. I'm going to be honest
I
with you.
heard it was, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
If you know anything about me, you know I like to go into movies, like, completely blind. I mean, I know, like, the big...
I was thinking about the jazz singer, actually, when you were talking about one of your honorable mentions. It just popped in my head, so...
Yeah, I can't even remember which one, but I had the same thing came up to me too. Mm-hmm. Anyway,
so yeah, jazz singing is great. You know how I said like my top 5, like I've seen most of the film, like I've seen all the film, like almost, just not all the way through, sort of thing. This is not one of those films. I have no idea what this is about, but Double Indemnity.
Oh, okay.
Is like it is the noir film.
It's classic.
It's like the noir film.
Classic that I haven't seen.
Yes. I looked up, because I'm a huge fan of noir, and I looked up, like, I was on noirfilms.com or some website, and it definitively ranked which is the best noir film, and they had a checklist of all the noir tropes.
Yep.
You know, all the things that are needed in a noir, and Double Indemnity was the only one that checked every single one.
Really?
Yeah, and Double Indemnity was their top. You know, it has like everything from the classic femme fatale to the classic cinematography, classic this, classic that. It's like, this is the noir film to end all noir films. So,
yeah.
And it's on Blu-ray at Walmart, and I really want to get it.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. So if I win this, you know, Oscar.
Oh, okay.
thing.
So okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's exciting to hear that. Actually,
Yeah.
you guys have no clue what's in store.
Yes. It'll be fun though. That'll be a fun episode, I think.
That is going to be real fun. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I do really want to see that movie as well. But guess what? Speaking of noir, and speaking of my favorite website, They Shoot Pictures. They have a 1,000 noir film list.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so they're just the best website.
There you go.
And it's a big passion project too. It's like just another film viewer who just loves movies. He just compiles the list together.
Sweet.
So, dude, you gotta support it, man.
There you go.
Check it out.
I will.
Number 3. This is the number 4 best movie of all time on the list. The Rules of the Game. It's Jean Renoir's satirical drama. It invented cinematic techniques, being a social satire with affairs left and right. It's the most expensive French film at the time, featuring an ensemble cast. The film was banned for having a bad influence over the young. I guess people just didn't understand what like satire was back then.
Right.
But yeah, it's number 4 on the list. So I definitely want to check it out.
Okay. My next film I've basically seen, but I haven't seen, and that's Lawrence of Arabia.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. That's what Laurence Olivier, what can you say, dude? David Lean, fantastic.
Dang it. Peter O'Toole.
Peter O'Toole, yep. I mean, Yeah, dude. It's a classic. It's an all-time classic.
Yeah.
It's just, I've seen so many clips from it, and then it's kind of hard for me to get a time for like 3 hours out of my day to be like, hey.
No, I feel you.
You know?
Me and Brian had to make a day for Once Upon a Time in America. Because
Yeah.
the movie's 4 hours long, and we did use the intermission to actually like leave and get food and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Because 4 hours is a long time.
It's a long time, dude.
Yeah.
Same thing with It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. They have an intermission.
Oh yeah.
And it's
I'll have to watch that movie.
It's such a good movie, dude. It's one of my favorite comedies of all time.
Okay, it's good to hear.
Mm-hmm. So, Lawrence of Arabia, yeah, it's just one of those things, dude.
Number 2 is actually, this is going to surprise you. It's 2 films.
Okay.
Well, the first one is not as much Heat.
Okay.
But definitely the other one is like, wow, you're gonna be like, how?
Okay.
With you.
Okay.
Scarface.
You son of a bitch.
Being such a big fan of gangster films, it just feels weird not seeing one of the most exciting action-packed variants which he's pretty much the James Cagney of the 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
Al Pacino. So it just feels super
it's De
weird.
Palma. It's De Palma,
It's De
baby.
Palma, and it's like one of the biggest gangster films. And you know me, I love gangster films. I just haven't seen it.
I've seen Scarface and the original Scarface.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of people don't know that the Al Pacino, Brian De Palma Scarface is a remake. A lot of people don't know that.
Of course I knew that.
Right. Yeah. But a lot of people don't know that. They're like, Scarface, like, that's so... I'm like, have you seen the... It always blows people's minds when I'm like, have you seen the original, though? They're like, what?
Yeah.
It's a remake? And I'm like, yes, it's a remake. Same thing with, like, Mr. Deeds Goes to Washington, which is an amazing film.
Yeah.
And it's like, Mr. Deeds sucked, the remake. That shit was garbage, dude.
That's funny.
That shit was garbage. People are like... But because of nostalgia, people liked it when they were kids, so obviously it's a good film now, right?
Yeah.
And then people are like, oh, but I love Mr. Deeds. And I'm like, whoa, damn.
Someone got a new car over here.
I guess so.
So anyway...
But people are like, sorry, I was going to be like, people are like, I love Mr. Deeds. It's such a good... I'm like, have you seen the original? They're like, what?
What?
I'm like, the original puts the remake to shame. The remake doesn't even hold a candle to it. And I mean that, like... in every sense of the word.
Yeah. You know what's the weirdest remake to me of all time? The Nutty Professor. Because the original
is strange.
It's like a horror movie almost.
Yeah. With, what the hell's his name? Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Why can't I fucking... Oh my god, dude. He's like... Lewis. Lewis. What's his name? Lewis.
Are you talking about the original?
Yeah. Lewis' name. What's his fucking name?
I honestly don't know.
I know this. God! This is fucking killing me, dude.
But it's just like such a weird... it completely changed the film.
Yeah.
So just... I don't know.
I can't believe that I'm freaking blanking on this dude's name, dude. Oh, by the way, I meant Mr. Deeds Goes to Town, not Mr.
Well, I think there's another one, a sequel to it.
Oh, is there?
I think so. Oh, did I just blow your... No.
No, because Mr. Deeds... Because I was talking about Mr. Deeds, the original, and I said Mr. Deeds Goes to Washington, but I got Mr. Smith Goes to Washington mixed up. It's actually Mr. Deeds Goes to Town, what I think is the original.
Yeah, that is what the original is. But I thought there was a sequel to it.
Is there?
Let me look it up.
Do it. I don't know. I'm not seeing it.
Which part?
That there's a sequel?
No, you're right. I'm an idiot.
I just say to things, by the way. I'm not confirming that you're an idiot. That's the thing I do for some reason.
No, you're good.
It's a weird tick.
Yeah, you were confusing it with Mr. Smith Goes to Washington.
Well, yeah. Well, Mr. Deeds Goes to Town, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. I just
that's what, I guess,
one of those brain things.
Yeah, no.
But Mr. Deeds Goes to Town I have seen, and it's amazing.
I haven't seen it.
It's good. It's a good one.
Your number one?
My number one is...
Oh, boy. What could it be? I'm scared.
Any Alfred Hitchcock film that I haven't seen. That's literally...
Pick one.
That's literally... I wrote down more specifically The Birds, North by Northwest, and the full movie of Rear Window. I have seen I've seen 3/4 of that movie.
Okay.
I remember watching it, and I think something came up, and I just didn't watch the rest of it. It was on TV, so I couldn't go back to it. You know? And I was like, damn, I had to go somewhere or something. I had to leave. That kind of sucked.
Again, I have the collection. But let me tell you something. I always felt bad asking Brian to borrow movies, which I have done before. I've borrowed movies and stuff. But I always feel weird because he's kind of like hesitant to like, because he's very, they're sacred to him.
Right.
And stuff. But I like giving my movies to people because I want people to see more movies.
I still have your movies on my. I'm waiting for my mom to watch Whiplash. It's sitting on our Blu-ray player.
Honestly, I totally see. I need to have like a checkout list because I totally forgot that you even had that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just waiting for it because that would be great. But yeah, people are like, "Oh, Alfred Hitchcock's your favorite director. You haven't seen The Birds?" No, I'm sorry.
Out of all the movies, that really doesn't. But North by Northwest is great. Rear Window.
He's made a lot of movies. Okay, I've seen Psycho, Strangers on a Train. I've seen Rope. A lot of people can't say they've seen Rope.
I can't say that.
Right. And I love those films, man. I love Alfred Hitchcock.
Yeah.
So I've seen Vertigo, but for some reason I haven't gotten around to seeing this man's full filmography.
Yes.
And I want to go everything from like the 38 steps or like 39 steps and like all the way down to Family Plot. Like I want all of it.
39 steps is good.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Actually, I haven't. I think I've seen like 7 of his movies. I mean, I need to expand a little.
Yeah, and I obviously want to see some of his like more. How would I say? It's not accessible films, but almost less Hitchcockian films, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Like his kind of like Notorious, Spellbound. Although Spellbound had a lot of Hitchcockian elements to it. Yeah, Frenzy, Marnie, stuff like that.
Yeah. I completely feel you.
Yeah.
So.
Because when a lot of people say Hitchcock, they think of like the Vertigo, Rear Window Hitchcock. North by Northwest style Hitchcock.
Yeah.
They don't think of the 38 Steps type Hitchcock.
My number one. I knew it. Exactly what it was from the moment I pitched the idea to do this list. It's because...
Two Girls, One Cup.
No, guess what? I haven't seen it. Okay, so...
That's an old reference.
Yeah, I know, right? So let me tell you a little story, first of all. So ever since 2015, I've been buying 3 Criterion films every time that they have the sale. They have the sale every July, and they have the sale every November, where it's half off, which makes it kind of affordable, because these things they're fucking expensive.
Okay.
Anyway, so I bought 3 from the first time, and one of them is my number one. I always buy 1 movie that I've seen and 2 movies that I haven't, just because I want to expand a little further. Okay. So I bought Anatomy of a Murder, which I had seen at the time. Yeah. Fantastic film. Yes. I bought Mulholland Drive because I love David Lynch, and I watched the movie and I loved it. Yeah. And I also bought Seven Samurai, and I still have not seen it.
Damn.
And I feel terrible about it.
You don't want to hear something crazy too?
Yeah,
I haven't seen it either.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I've seen Magnificent Seven though.
Okay. So. Yeah, but I really want to see this movie in particular.
Me too.
I've seen a bunch of his movies too. Like, not a bunch, but like I've seen like The Bad Sleep Well, which is like a I think it's Hamlet, like corporate Hamlet or whatever.
Yeah.
I've seen Yojimbo with Brian. I saw
Yojimbo. I want
Rashomon. I haven't seen the masterpiece.
The Seven Samurai. No, I got you, man. I got you.
And I have no excuse. That's the most upsetting part, is because it's been sitting there for 3 years.
Yeah. Did you see Cinefix's video about
the staging and blocking?
Yeah, the staging and blocking. But it was with God, what film was it? Hold on.
If it's a movie I haven't seen, then no, I haven't seen it.
Let me see. It is Kurosawa's film. It's called High and Low.
I have not seen the movie, so I didn't watch that.
It's awesome. It's like the plot is like super cool, and I want to see it now.
Is that the one where it's like a corporate, or like he gets a call saying that your kid has been kidnapped?
Yeah, your kid's been kidnapped.
Yeah, but it turns out to be his like the janitor there or whatever's kid's been kidnapped. Yeah, I really want to see that movie.
Yes,
that's such a cool premise.
Yes, but don't watch, because it does spoil the ending. Cinefix's video.
That's why I avoided it. I knew it. I was smart.
So, but it still looks good. Yeah, that's crazy. Yes.
So that's our list.
That is our list. It's my turn. My turn next time.
Yeah. You can give it a little thought.
Oh, I already know what it's gonna be.
Okay, look at you.
Yeah. Should I just announce it?
Yeah, do it. So I can think about it right now while we're doing the podcast. I can think about my list.
Yeah, the next Sunday is not Okay, no, it's okay. I was just checking to see if it was the interview day, but it wasn't. It is top 5 most hated cliches.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could work with that.
I got a lot, dude. I got so many. So, okay. I say that now until I go and write the list, and then I'm like,
Dude, I'm gonna hate you when I start writing this list. Dude, why'd you pick this? This is awful.
It's like, now it's just like going through really bad things.
Yeah, dude, I hate talking shit about movies.
I know. But it's like, I'm not trying to be negative or anything, but yeah.